Hi guys, I'm Mac of Big Print Birmingham. Thank you for joining me. What I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be making a tree, and the very first thing that I'm going to do with this particular job is I'm going to cut the V groove so I can fold the side returns. So just to give you an idea what I've actually done here, the actual job, it consists of three sheets. The middle sheet, which has all the cutouts done on it, that's 10 foot long, and then I've got the two side sheets. So I've got one here. I've just basically lined them up clean, and then I've just put some vinyl to hold them in place. Same thing on this side here. This is going to be for John's traditional chippy. And as you can see there, I've basically lined up the two sheets really tight, and I've butted them up together, and then I've just put a piece of vinyl, scrap piece of vinyl, just to make sure that they stay tight together. The next thing that I'm going to do, or what I've done already, is I want my side returns to be 3 inches wide. Side return 3 inches wide. So the first thing I did was, using a ruler, here we go, I worked out the distance from the end to 3 inches, which is just there. Once I've worked that out, right, I'm gonna be using this particular router, and it's got a V groove bit on that. Now this particular router, from the center to the edge there, when you measure it, it's 5.5 centimeters. So back to when I was over here, once I work out my 3 inches side return, so I'll just do that again, hopefully you can see that. So I'm gonna just there, 3 inch, my 3 inch side return will be just there. The next thing I need to do is I need to add another 5.5 centimeters to that. So I'm just going to do that, and that basically works out to 13 centimeters roughly. I mean, I'm going to narrow it down to 13 centimeters. Now, based on that 13 centimeters, what I've done is I've created some marks for myself. I'll just rub them ones out. Just one there. There's another one just there before the joint. Then there's another one there, and I've just worked my way all the way across. I've created a little mark where it's 13 centimeters from here to here. What that will do is it'll allow me to take this, another waste dibond sheet. I'm going to be able to line it up against the 13 centimeters mark, and then when I put my router up against that ruler, essentially that I've made myself, it will basically give me a V groove at the 3 inch mark there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and fix this particular waste board to the table, and through any holes, so it's nice and tight. I'll join the two boards together, and then I'll V groove it down. So I'll just record myself doing that, okay? So there you go. What I've done is I've created essentially my ruler from these two waste dibond sheets. I've come out 13 centimeters exactly, which should give me a 3-inch V groove. What I've done down here, where I've screwed through the board, is I've made sure that when I put the screw in, it's gone through the empty space. So I'm not damaging the board behind. Right, so time to start doing the V groove. Okay, let's put this to one side. So there you go. So by joining the boards together and then doing one straight line V groove like I'm doing, I'm going to do that on both sides. It's going to just ensure that when I put the signboard together and put the side trays into the middle one, I'm going to get a very clean, consistent line. And it's going to look very clean and very professional. So I've done my first run, and I'm going to do a second run down again, just to get it a little bit deeper, and then this side is done, and then we'll repeat this on the other side. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to turn the board around and do the other side. So I'm going to now do the short end of the tray. I've measured 13 centimeters from the edge of the tray to my ruler. This particular waste board I'm going to use as my ruler, as my guide for the router, which has a V groove tool on it. 13 centimeters will give me a V groove exactly 3 inches, which is what I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side of this particular board, and then I'll do another little video showing you how I cut this and actually make it up into a tray. Okay. So if you just have a look at that. So I've got my V groove done on both edges. So the long, if I just try to show you that. So I've got the long edge, and then now the short edge. And then what I'll be doing is I'll be basically creating a cut down here, cutting away a V shape, and then folding it together, which I'll show you how I'm going to do that shortly. Now I'm going to be creating a V groove on the other side of this tray. One of the things I would advise that you get hold of if you're doing this is quite a few different size clamps. I find it really helpful to sort of clamp everything into place. Obviously ensuring you double check that measurement, and that measurement is absolutely on the dot. So here we go. Just going to create a V-groove on this side. Right guys, so we've got the V-groove down both sides of the tray. Now what I need to do is I'm going to need to cut a V shape at this angle. Because I want my the return on my tray to be 3 inches, from here to here I need to draw another line which is 6 inches. So if I quickly get a... Sorry about that. So if I was to just put a straight line on the 6-inch mark there, then I draw another line connecting that end and this end. I'll try to show you that. So what I'm going to be doing is essentially I'm going to be cutting this away from the board. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing that I tend to do is I tend to just separate. Now obviously I'm doing it like this because I want my folds to be on the sides of my tray, because I know that nobody will see the joints. However, if I wanted the folds to be on the bottom of my tray, then I would create a V shape here and I'll cut that away. So anyway, moving on. So what I'm going to do is just score it very lightly several times. And once you've done that, if you just bring your board over, you can just snap it away. Now I'm not going to throw these away because I tend to use these to help me create joints. So behind me you can see that I've got several more jobs on, and because of the COVID-19 lockdown, I've not been able to get in touch with the customers to agree deadlines so I can actually go out and fit those jobs. So they're just on standby until the lockdown's over. So I'm just building signs in the workshop, and then as soon as the lockdown is over, I'm going to be out there fitting them. So I've done this end. So now what I'm going to do is repeat the process on this end here. So the first one's easy. Just want to go from the middle to that edge there. Now because as I said before, because my return is 3 inches, so in total I need to account for 6 inches. And if I just draw myself a line there, if I just cut this away, it makes it easier if you just split that. I'm going to just change the blade on this knife. There you go. So you go. That was much easier with a sharper blade. I'm going to keep these. Now do this slowly and carefully. You don't want to be cutting your thumb off. Alright, let's put a couple more lines in that. Here we go. There you go. That comes off. So now that we've done that, it should be very easy for me to bring this return up. Can you see that bit there? And finally, I'll then bring this up. There you go. If I have to bring this in, there you go. Got myself a perfect joint. What I'll be doing with these bad boys is I'll trim a little bit away at the top of this, pop them back here, and then I'll just create some rivet holes, and then from the other side I'll rivet this in. So that'll be a very, very clean joint. Hopefully you can see that. With a very, very clean joint. So now it's time to join this together. Get myself a little clamp. As I was saying before, I normally trim a little bit away at the top of that. It's going to hold that in place. It's going to make it easy for me to just do a little hole on the other side. That's the rivet that I'm going to be using. Oh, let me take this off, hammer, and put it on. Okay, so if I just bring this around to this side now, let's see what's been done there. So I've made myself 2 holes. Oh, I think I've used the wrong drill bit. Just give me a second. So I'm just going to make the hole slightly wider. That should allow me to get my rivet through. There you go, it's in there now. Got myself. Got a rivet gun there. Now, because these rivets are quite chunky, it takes a good 10, 15, probably 30 seconds to actually come through. So there you go. Currently I'm using these particular rivets. It's just because I ended up accidentally ordering these really chunky rivets, and I hate waste, and I couldn't return them, so I'm just gonna finish them off. But I'm gonna move in the future. I'm gonna probably get slightly smaller rivets. That side is done. I'm gonna repeat the process on this side, and then if you wanted to, if you're worried or concerned about any light coming through, then what I normally do is I normally get a piece of vinyl, and I just apply a piece of vinyl on this end, and then that guarantees me that it's completely blocked out and there'll be no light coming out. So yeah, that's how I make the tray corner joints, and the trays that you saw me making earlier, the side panels, they look like this now. So what I've done is I've added some aluminium angles to each side. This is one tray. That is the second tray. You can see standing there on its legs. So all I have to do now is basically take this particular the middle tray. I've done all the graphics. I'm just going to fold. So I'm just going to fold this. I'm going to then rivet this into the sides, and then we're ready to just pop this on over the old signboard. Nice, clean, and it's absolutely perfectly level. Again, perfect, and perfect on this side as well.